What's up, guys? So I wanted to make this video to kind of go over my camper shell setup, because I know there's a lot of people out there that want to live out of their truck, or have a camper van, or just want a different mean to travel and see things. For about 6 months I was working in LA, and I had to live out of my truck, staying in my truck, sleeping on a couch here and there and trying to figure it out. So I want to let you guys know what my setup was like and what different options are out there. So let's get into it and I'll show you what I have. All right, so here's my setup. It's not the fanciest setup. It's not the craziest over the top setup. The reason I did it is I wanted something a little bit more modular. I didn't want something that was super permanent. I wanted to be able to take it in and out, or if it was just me sleeping, or if it was me and my fiance, because we go camping all over the place. So I wanted to be able to have just one side for when it's just me, and be able to fold this out like a queen size bed so both of us could sleep back here. And also I needed tool storage. So I'm a local 433 iron worker, so I have to keep my tools with me all the time, going from job to job, and that's why I was in LA for 6 months. So I have to have everything with me when I'm working. So first thing you'll see, I have a half setup right here. I split my bed in half, and I have just a basic foam mat that I got at Home Depot. That was like $25. And then I got this from Walmart. It's just a Coleman inflatable pad, and then my sleeping bag and a pillow in the back, and that's what I slept with back here all the time, and it served me just fine. I didn't need anything more. But like I said, it's real simple. It's easy to take in and out, and I have storage. And so when I say I have storage, I've got under the bottom here, I got quick access here, so I can keep quick tools I need: my welding hood, hard hat, my tool belt. I'll just move it over here to the side, and then my big bag. And so all of my other stuff, I can use this for camping supplies, or now in my case, tools. So when I'm going somewhere, I got my welding leathers, gloves, sleever bar, all kinds of stuff. And when I don't need it, I can just slide it back in. So this shelf that I have in there, I left this cut out right here. There's maybe 2.5 feet of space. So like I said, I can just take these tools that I need more often and just kind of slide them back in there, so that way they're out of the way. And when I'm sleeping back there, I don't have to be sleeping on top of my tool belt or welding hood. So aside from the under storage, the construction of this, I'll pull this onto the side. So the construction I have right here, I basically got about a 3/4 inch, 2 3/4 inch sheets of plywood. It's cut in half. I measured the bed in half, and I made it so that is that way, so I can fold it to fit the other side. I didn't want to make it too big, too small, because if I did that, then I wouldn't have it to be able to fold over to the other side. So what I did right here is I just drilled 2 holes, and I've got these little screws right here that I can pull out. And when I do that, I can take this half apart and slide it onto the other side, so when I want to sleep with 2 people. The only thing that I have really holding this down so I can take it in and out whenever I want, I've got these 2 brackets right back here that I screwed into the bed just using self-tapping screws, and they're going into the bottom sheet of plywood right here. And that's the only thing really holding this down to the bed. Okay, and I took a couple 4x, okay, and that's what's holding it up off of the bed right here. There's 3 of them. I've got one in the front, one in the middle, and one in the back. And those aren't screwed down to the bed because I didn't want to drill a bunch of holes and have a bunch of holes in my bed, because I feel like that would just cause more problems with leaking. I just want it to be modular. Take it in and out whenever I want. It's super simple. On the other side, all I did was took just an old piece of carpet that I had laying around, and I cut it to fit the other half of my bed. So when I'm walking around here, it gives a little bit of insulation. When I'm on my knees crawling around back here, it doesn't hurt. And I know you'll see on other people's setups, they have, like a cabinet here or some other type of setup, but I just want it to be minimalistic. Okay, I didn't want to go over the top and have a bunch of extra stuff in here that I just didn't need, because I didn't plan on staying back here very often, even though I kind of ended up doing it. But I want it to be, like I said before, modular. Okay, it's easy to take in and out. The next part that I have are these curtains back here. Okay, These helped so much, and I can't explain that enough. So we got these little straps, and just undo these straps, and when you're back here, you can slide these curtains, okay? And this kind of gives you your privacy. And when we put these in on my camper shell, it's kind of hard to see here, but I took the little cable plastic clips. There's actually one right here I can show you. So there's one right here. You can see this hose clamp right here for wire. And I just kind of use the existing screws to hold these rods, okay? And this is what the curtains go on, okay? It's just fabric. My fiance sewed them so they fit perfectly on this. This one's actually broken because when I was down in LA, someone broke into my camper shell because people like to do bad things and they stole a lot of my tools and fishing equipment, so that kind of sucks. It's so nice when you go somewhere just to be able to shut those curtains and have privacy, and you know people aren't going to be looking in, and it just keeps it dark. There's nothing like trying to camp somewhere and there's, you know, a street light or something shining in and you just can't get any good sleep because you've got a street light beating on your face. The last thing that I really did to kind of make my personal touch, it's for charging. So if you come back in here, you can kind of see I drilled a hole and I wired a 12-volt outlet right here. Okay, so under there's hosing, and I put the wires through the hosing to the battery in the front, and I put a fuse in that, so that way if you know this shorts out, it's not gonna fucking burn my truck down. So that's what I have back here, so I can charge my phone at night. So I always have my phone for my alarm and everything. But aside from that, like I said, it's pretty simple. So the main building was just 2 sheets of plywood. I've got the 4x right here that I cut. I can't remember the exact measurement, but I made them to the height of this little lip right here, okay? Because Tacomas have this lip that you can set the plywood on, and if you set it on these 4x, it'll make a perfect shelf right on the wheel well, okay? And then I ran this 2x4, so when I unfold this top part and slide it over, it sits on this edge and on the edge over there to make one full bed, the entire width of the bed that I have. If you want more details, I can go into depth on another video on exact measurements, what camper shell I have. It's actually the Lear 100R. I got it from a dealership here. I had to buy it brand new because in my truck, I got a 2016 Tacoma, and they switched up the cab height and the bed height. So I had to get a brand new one. It kind of sucked. They're really expensive when you buy them new, but if you have an older truck, you can find one pretty cheap on Craigslist. So if you're definitely thinking about, you know, sleeping in your truck or having, you know, a camper mobile, I highly recommend it. This probably cost me, aside from the shell, maybe like $150, $200. And you know, the mattresses, the sleeping bag, you know, stuff like that. So it's fairly inexpensive, so I would definitely recommend doing it. If you got any questions, comment below, send me a message, and don't forget to subscribe. All right, see you guys later.